My name is Csaba Amon. I represent RushFiles as partner supporter, and I will be today's presenter. I'd just like to talk in a nutshell about RushFiles. We were founded in 2012, and we are headquartered in Horsens, Denmark. We have more than 90 partners that resell RushFiles in more than 25 countries around the world, which represents around 200,000 active paying business accounts. In order to support this diverse customer base, our application is available in 25 languages, with the latest additions being Hungarian and Romanian. But let's look at why RushFiles was created and what kind of problems it solves. Data has become business's most important asset, and this data is being migrated to the cloud now. With this development come many questions about data security, compliance to regulations, securing company files, and having backups available in case data is mishandled. More accurately, the question is how can businesses control their data, how to ensure that they are stored securely, but also available to the right people at a moment's notice from any location using any device, all the while being easy to use. RushFiles provides an answer to all of these questions. It is an enterprise-grade cloud storage and file sharing solution that enables secure collaboration and improves productivity across teams. Files stored using RushFiles can be accessed from any device with access to the internet. In addition to this, we have client applications available for Windows, macOS, iOS, and Android. The Windows application can also be used in a virtual desktop interface or a remote desktop service environment. File sharing and collaboration are integrated seamlessly into the user workflow, meaning that users work with files the same way using RushFiles as they would do without it. We achieve this by creating a virtual network drive on Windows and Mac, which I'm going to showcase in a short video. So after the user is logged in, he has access to this RushFiles drive, as you can see there. This is the location where the user can access all the files that are shared with him through RushFiles. And I'll just zoom in here a bit. So the document right here has a small X overlay over it, which means that this file is not locally available. The user has to have internet connection to access it. So when the user double-clicks or opens the file, that sends a request to the server for a download, and as soon as the file is downloaded, it's opened in the relevant application. When the file is edited and saved, it is immediately sent back to the server, and all clients are notified of this change. I will just show quickly the local cache, how files are stored within RushFiles. So the file is retrieved and sent as file pairs. So one part is the metadata file, which holds the file's properties like size, name, etc. And then a file without an extension that holds the actual data of the file. Files are stored like this in client applications, and based on the same concept, they're stored the same way in the server. When a remote change occurs on a file, all clients are notified of this, and the locally cached copy is deleted, which we'll see in just a second. Now we are editing a file from the web client. So the PC client gets the message that the file is modified, and it's removed from the local cache. So now the file has to be downloaded again before the user can use it. But files that are available locally can be used even while the user is offline. And the user can set shares or folders to be always available offline. So moving forward, with RushFiles, you are in control. More accurately, the IT department is in control. As a RushFiles admin, be it a reseller or end-user admin, you have several ways of ensuring that data is available to the right people with the right amount of privileges. Read and write access to files can be assigned to users in a granular way. Access can be granted to whole shares or just individual folders. Files can also be shared quickly outside the organization with the use of read-only public links, and you can restrict how users can share using these. You can also organize people into groups and give these groups access to shares instead of individual users. And in addition to different access levels, different user types are available. So, for example, There can be a user who is not a account admin, but the admin of a specific shared folder. Also, with multi-tenancy, you can host a great number of customers on the same installation and can administer all of them using the same service account with a single login. If, despite all of these restrictions, problems still happen, you can generate reports about what occurred on the account, and this data can be downloaded as XML if needed, for example, for an audit. Let's look at how we take care of security in the software. Our newest announced feature is two-factor authentication, which supports authentication through email, text message, and mobile authenticator apps. The customer's data is protected on the server by encrypting it with a 256-bit advanced decryption standard encryption key, which is unique for each company account. If the user becomes the victim of a ransomware attack, data hosted on RushFiles can be restored to their usable versions in seconds. This will be showcased in just a minute. In case your device gets stolen or lost, you can wipe it from RushFiles data remotely and also block access from that particular device to RushFiles in this way. Also, files get deleted by mistake all the time. With RushFiles, you have 60 days retention period, while the user can still restore these files by himself, which reduces the need for restoring server backups. In addition to this, we have the possibility to store up to 999 history version of a single file, and a single history version can be stored for up to 999 days. And you can customize this value between 0 and 999. So it is completely up to you how many versions you want to save. As promised, let's look at the bulk file recovery after ransomware attack. So when you are affected by ransomware, your files are usually updated, encrypted, and also renamed, which we can see right here. That the files have gotten a locked extension. So in these cases, we can either go into each individual file's history and restore a usable version. Well, with 3 files, this could be done relatively easily, but when hundreds or thousands of files are affected, this is not going to work in a realistic way. So in this case, we use the restore history tool. We just choose the affected share and then the date that was just before the attack. So the attack was on the 24th, so we choose the 23rd and add the current extension of the encrypted files. And after we click on Start Recovery and accept that this is an irreversible action, files are immediately restored to their latest usable versions. So you can get right back to work after, of course, getting rid of the ransomware on your machine. So after this, on top of all of this, RushFiles is a white label product, meaning that parts of the application, actually 90% of the application design, can be changed, so you can integrate RushFiles into your portfolio under your own brand. This is true of both the web interfaces and client applications. In the next video, we will see how quickly and easily this can be done both by resellers and by end-user accounts. Now let's see it in action. So this is the reseller control panel that we're showing now. So when you apply your skinning or rebranding, you first want to set a subdomain, which will allow access to your personalized login page. After that is set, usually put the company logo, browser tab icon, and change the metadata of the site. For example, here we are going to change the title displayed in the browser tab to reflect our brand, and we change the colors of some elements of the reseller panel now. So you can either type in the color code that you want to use, or if the user clicks on the color itself, then a color picker is available. So we now also change the design of the client-facing or end-user-facing web client. We apply the same design to both of them. and save it. And as soon as we save it, the design is applied. So now to test the design from the end user's point of view, just create an end user account, which can also be done in less than a minute. And now it is immediately ready for use. So just go to the next tab and just type in the subdomain that we have just set and load the login page like that. And you can see that the custom logo is applied here. So after we log in, the updated branding is shown already. And this rebranding can also be done on end user accounts themselves. So here I'm going to go into another account, which is not under the reseller that we have just set the skinning on. So this one doesn't have any custom branding, but it can be done in much the same way here as well. And this option can be restricted by resellers. So if you don't want your customers to be able to change your design or change from the default design, it can be restricted. And changing between the accounts also changes the design. With this, we have come to the end of the presentation. If you are interested in purchasing or trying RushFiles, then a freemium plan with 5 GB storage is available through the Ingram Micro Cloud Marketplace. And you can find more features, demos on our YouTube page. Just search for RushFiles on YouTube, and it will show all the videos we have. I would like to thank you very much for your attention and for the opportunity.